Luffy is destined to clash with Akainu. Since the climax of Marineford, their clash has been all but confirmed. However, can Luffy win? Can Luffy defeat Akainu? Akainu is a living volcano with a deep-seated hatred for all things pirate, especially if said pirates are in some way related to the monkey family. The man has a tendency to use his version of the Fist of Love to burn his way through any and everything, except Shank's sword. Speaking of burning, why don't you burn through that subscribe button and subscribe today? We just recently hit 150 subs, which I know isn't a lot, but it means the absolute world to me. Can we reach 1,000? I know we can. So hit that sub button and let's get there. In the meantime, if you like this video, leave a like and comment below. Now, back to Fleet Admiral Akainu. But he wasn't always a Fleet Admiral. No. His story begins in the peaceful seas of... I'm just kidding. Sakazuki was born in North Blue, the very worst sea to be born in. By the time he was 5, pirates had already done enough emotional damage that he began sporting a justice cap. I mean, look at this kid's grimace. But that wasn't the end of Sakazuki. No, at 23 he joined the Marines with his best man Barcelino, aka Kizaru, and both of them at the time of joining the Marines were already considered monsters. Now, it makes me wonder if they had already possessed their devil fruits at the time, because if they were considered monsters before acquiring their devil fruits, it means they may have had very powerful Haki from the start. Just a thought. Anyway, Sakazuki managed to advance rapidly within the Marines, and this rapid growth only exacerbated his ruthlessness in exacting his justice, to the point where during the Ohara incident, he ordered the destruction of an evacuation ship holding both civilians and soldiers, merely because it could have harbored a potential scholar. This event was the beginning of the rift forming between he and Aokiji, which later ended with them both competing for the position of Fleet Admiral. After the Ohara incident, Sakazuki rose to Admiral level and finally to Fleet Admiral, a testament of his power as the previous Fleet Admiral was a rival to the late Pirate King. It makes you wonder if Luffy can prevail over such a contender, or if Akainu will be Luffy's toughest opponent, even surpassing the world's strongest creature Kaido in difficulty. Let's find out. Overall, Akainu is one of the most powerful characters introduced in the One Piece world. Oda himself said if Akainu was searching for the One Piece, he would have found it in a year. I want you to note that a year is the same amount of time that it took the former Pirate King to find the One Piece. It also means he would have either defeated or encountered and escaped the clutches of the other Yonko to get the road poneglyphs. His devil fruit ability, the Magu Magu no Mi, is the most destructive devil fruit in existence. A Logia with the power to turn entire islands into uninhabitable volcanic wastelands. Luffy's shown that even in Gear 5th, he's not impervious to extreme heat, and Akainu possesses the same advanced form of Haki that Luffy possesses, that allows him to attack an opponent without touching them. But the real reason why the battle against Akainu will be Luffy's toughest is because of Akainu's adamant will. I spoke about the Battle of Wills in my The Truth About Conqueror's Haki video. You can and should watch it right here. I think it appears up here. This is my first time doing one of these tags, but it should. If it's not, it's also in the description below, so you can watch it still. In the video, I discuss how battles between conquerors are more battles between wills than anything else. Now, it's not confirmed whether or not Akainu will have Conqueror's Haki or not by the time he and Luffy face off in Mortal Kombat. Currently, he does not possess the skill, but because he's now Fleet Admiral, it is possible that he possesses it. In fact, he could have possibly awakened it during his battle with Aokiji, as their 10-day battle was more a battle of ideals rather than strength. And if Akainu's will conquered Aokiji's, then he may have awakened the rare ability during that time. It would also explain the sudden change in his demeanor since becoming Fleet Admiral, as he now possesses the same Haki so many of his enemies possessed. Literally all of them. Excluding the newly appointed Buggy and Blackbeard, every Yonko possessed or possesses Conqueror's Haki. But that's beyond the point. The point is that when Luffy faces Akainu, it will be a battle of wills. But what if I told you Luffy will be entering this battle at a major disadvantage? That disadvantage is Ace. Yes, Luffy will enter this battle with his eyes set on vengeance, not his own ideals. On the surface, you might ask, how is this a problem? Well, it's because Luffy is a person who seeks freedom, and those seeking vengeance are bound to that same vengeance. Remember, Ace was killed during the Summit War, a war, during a moment of carelessness by Ace, as Ace had the opportunity to escape and chose not to. This is something that Luffy is acutely aware of. Luffy is the same person who told Katakuri when he noticed that Luffy had been subtly attacked by Flambe that it was his fault, and that in a battle between pirates, there's no such thing as fighting dirty. Then again against Kaido, when Kaido won due to CP0's interference and Kaido expressed his dissatisfaction about it, Luffy brushed it off and told him not to sweat it. This is Luffy. This is his will. Yet, this same sentiment is not shared with Akainu, though Ace's death is as much Ace's own fault as it is Akainu's. Akainu is only one of two characters, the other being this guy, to have completely broken Luffy's spirit. Even now, if Luffy faces Akainu, it will be with a fractured spirit, a fractured will, a will with a desperation driven out of revenge, and he will be doing battle against a will absolute on securing Luffy's annihilation. Akainu will never acknowledge Luffy. He will never see Luffy as his equal. If Luffy doesn't overcome his hatred for Akainu before or during their clash, Luffy will lose, and it won't just end with a scar. Luffy has to accept that Ace died not outside of his own will, but rather his will to protect the life of his little brother and the memory of his father. In conclusion, there is a reason why Gear 5 makes Luffy seem so carefree. Awakening is when your mind and Devil Fruit power become one. Gear 5 symbolizes Luffy's pure childlike freedom before the world scarred him with its reality. And if Luffy wishes to defeat the absolute justice of Akainu, he must let go of his vengeance and embrace absolute freedom. I've been the Blank Face, and I'll see you in the next one.